Family advocacy gives the opportunity to our staff to not only be someone in the life of a child, but also for their entire family, including the caregivers who need support to be there for their kids.
A lot of the times when kids come in and obviously they've suffered horrible abuse, the focus is on the kids, which is important, but the caregivers, the loved ones, the uncles, aunts, moms, dads, they're the ones who kind of get a lot of that burden shouldered onto them, and no one asks them, how are you doing? What do you need? How can we help? It's a lot of responsibility that we give those caregivers, and so trying to lessen the weight that they might feel for a bit is important to ensure an overall better healing for the family.
During the time that a child is being interviewed, we really give the caregivers a space to process any feelings they might be having about why they're here, to answer any questions about the process they might have, and then to really identify what they and their family needs to move forward and start that path of healing. But for the caregivers, sometimes it's the first time they're learning of what happened to their child, and so they come to us with really heightened emotional response, a lot of confusion about what might be happening. And so the family advocates sit with them in that space and help process those feelings and emotions.
I deal with a lot of the Spanish-speaking families that come through because I am a bilingual family advocate, and seeing the confusion that they experience is something that has always just kind of pushed the way I do my work, especially with those families, because they need the extra help. Social services, CPS, law enforcement, the courts, those are all very confusing systems if we understand the language. And when it comes to keeping your kids in your house, learning that your kid has been abused and not having all the information that comes with that, that's something I see a lot in my office.
A family is eligible for support from Project Harmony as long as they could possibly need or want it. Sometimes we get calls from the community and we support those families too. There are a number of ways that a family can come and receive advocacy services. The most typical way is through an appointment here for a forensic interview based on referrals from law enforcement, Health and Human Services, or a CAC lead. We also serve families that are referred over to us from law enforcement. They may have had a report that they responded to, and we're talking with a family, and the family is having a hard time, and so based on what they saw when they were talking with them, they think that our services would be helpful as a support to the family. And so we're able to reach out to others in the community so they can be someone in the life of the child, the caregiver, the family as a whole, which ultimately is to help lift up a family and help them begin their journey to healing and to be able to move forward together in healthy, meaningful, productive ways long after their time with us.